What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sheev the Wise, and welcome back to Vader's Lair. It is about to be a hyped night tonight because we have the episode 6 of Star Wars The Mandalorian Season 3. I hope you guys are excited. Let's get some hype in the chat. It's good to see you all. Let's get this thing going though, and let's preview Season 3, Episode 6, Chapter 22 of Star Wars The Mandalorian. Let's do it. Welcome into the channel, guys. I hope you all are doing well. Let's get this thing rolling and let's talk about The Mandalorian Season 3. We left off last week with quite the banger of an episode, in my opinion, with Episode 5. And the ending was quite the little cliffhanger as well. The entire season, it's kind of been teased about what happened to Moff Gideon after the ending of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. We know a little bit of time has passed. We don't know the full extent of how much time has passed, but we do know some time has passed since the ending of Season 2, of course. So, at the beginning of the season, it was kind of teased out by Greef Karga that Moff Gideon was being taken to a war tribunal, and that basically Cara Dune had brought him into the New Republic, and he's basically under New Republic custody. I remember at one point during the Book of Boba Fett, I believe, Paz Vizsla kind of asked Din what happened to Moff Gideon, or Din says that Moff Gideon got taken into the New Republic, or he's going to serve justice under the name of the New Republic, I guess. And Paz Vizsla was like, justice would have been killing him, you know what I mean? So at the end of episode 5, we get a kind of tease that Moff Gideon was broken out of prison, or someone took him out of New Republic jail, I guess you could say, on the way to his trial at the war tribunal. And all that was left was this little ingot or a little piece of Beskar. And so basically the New Republic at the end is led to believe that it's possible Mandalorians took Moff Gideon. So let's start from there and kind of talk about it. We'll talk a little bit more about last week's episode as well, because there is a lot to talk about tonight, including some Jedi Survivor updates. We are at the week of Star Wars Celebration here, so it's definitely an exciting week, to say the least. Not even to say that it's an exciting month for Star Wars, you know what I mean? We're getting the last 3 episodes of The Mandalorian here at the beginning of April. We're getting Star Wars Celebration with a whole bunch of updates, hopefully some trailers, maybe for the Ahsoka show. That would be really cool. And of course, we're getting Jedi Survivor at the end of the month as well. So definitely an exciting month for Star Wars fans. I hope you guys are hyped. We're going to be doing our watch party for The Mandalorian later tonight around 11:30 p.m. Pacific time, so I'll see you guys there for that as well. That's going to be 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. So let's get this thing going. Let's talk about Moff Gideon and what could have happened to him, and let me know what you guys think down in the chat, what you think happened to Moff Gideon. And I think there's 3 likely cases of what could have potentially happened to him. Most likely 2, mainly 2, but maybe 3. They're all going to be long shots, so we'll see what ends up actually happening. But the first one goes back to what Paz Vizsla said to Din, that he should have died for his atrocities, the crimes that Moff Gideon has committed. He should have died. That would have been justice, you know what I mean? So that's clearly the view of some Mandalorians. For all we know, Moff Gideon seems to be the one that destroyed Mandalore or bombed Mandalore. So there's probably a lot of Mandalorians out there that, you know, aren't kind of feeling him. Welcome in, Ami Kamish. I'm so sorry. Welcome in, Ami. I'm sorry if I can't say your last name, Kashimizu. That's actually a really dope name. Welcome into the channel, and thank you for subscribing. Let's keep going, though. So, what could have happened with Moff Gideon? I think it's possible that there's some Mandalorians out there that want to kill him. And I think it's possible, if there was Mandalorians that left Beskar behind somehow, and we'll get into that in a little bit here, too. I don't think that, you know, they would necessarily leave him alive. Maybe they would take him in alive, but I do think there is some Mandalorians out there that would think that New Republic justice isn't good enough for what Moff Gideon did. And they might take it upon themselves to take him out of New Republic custody to really give him some Mandalorian justice. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a long shot, though. And I think the fact that there was Beskar left behind kind of shows that it might not have been Mandalorians. And bear with me here. I know, right? That seems a little weird. But Mandalorians aren't really sloppy. Like, you think about it, yes, Din Djarin has had to go through some crazy stuff. And although their armor is, like, impenetrable, the dudes are just badass fighters in general. They don't necessarily always need their armor unless they're in, you know, dire situations. So, let's really think about it. How did Beskar even break off inside the ship, too? That's kind of what I'm wondering. But I digress. I think it was probably a group of Mandalorians that either worked for the Empire, so maybe they don't even have... I guess they would have the strongest Beskar, and again, we'll get into that. But I think it's either a group that wanted to kill Moff Gideon, a group that maybe worked for the Empire, like Gar Saxon back in Star Wars Rebels, that maybe even works for Moff Gideon since he was the wielder of the Darksaber. Or, third option, maybe Moff Gideon is a Mandalorian himself. And I do want to say, too, like, the Empire would be the people that... The Empire's the fourth option, I guess. You know, this is another option. Maybe the Empire took him, but, you know, the Empire has the most Beskar of probably anyone at this point. They did kind of plunder and take all of the Beskar off of Mandalore, and from kind of the purge of Mandalore, they melted down a lot of the Beskar that the old Mandalorians had that they killed and everything. So... if anybody's going to have Beskar, it's probably not going to be the Mandalorians, let alone them being sloppy enough to leave it broken off in the ship. You know what I mean? Like, it was probably the Empire or some dudes working for Moff Gideon. And again, maybe Moff Gideon is even a Mandalorian himself. We don't really know yet. We don't know too much about Moff Gideon other than he's a part of the Imperial Remnant, and he's kind of a weird dude that is clearly trying to bring Palpatine back, potentially. Or he's part of the Palpatine contingency plan. But all we really know is that he potentially destroyed all of Mandalore. You know, potentially he had the Darksaber, probably beat Bo-Katan, and he wanted Grogu's blood. That's really all we know about Moff Gideon in 3 seasons. You know what I mean? And I love that he's kind of the reoccurring villain, and that's kind of why I think tonight might be the night that we do get Moff Gideon. You think back to season 1 and season 2, Moff Gideon's always been kind of the main villain of this show, and it would make sense even if he is Mandalorian, you know what I mean? Like, it would add a little bit more impact to what's going on with the Mandalorians at this point. And so, in season 1 and season 2, about this time, episode 6 or 7, is when we get introduced to Moff Gideon once again in both seasons. So I think it's going to be a reoccurring theme where around this time in season 3 here, Moff Gideon's going to come up either tonight or next week. And I think it's going to be a big part of it. Whether there's a faction of Mandalorians that maybe works with Moff Gideon, he is a Mandalorian himself potentially. I think maybe a Mandalorian civil war is going to break out right as, you know, the cult or the Children of the Watch are using Bo-Katan to kind of unify them. You know what I mean? Like, another option, hear me out, this group of Mandalorians that could be working for Moff Gideon, what if it's the Night Owls? And how poetic would that be? You know what I mean? Like, think back to the beginning of the season, where Bo-Katan's like sulking in her castle. She's like sitting there. She's all like, "Yeah, my people left me. I didn't come back with the saber. It's kind of messed up." But they went off. They went to become mercenaries. What if they're the mercenaries that broke out Moff Gideon? You know what I mean? Like, just saying. Let alone, maybe, just maybe, they might not respect Bo-Katan for joining this cult. On top of this, you know, on top of all of this stuff. Like, think back to the Mandalorian season 2 where they're kind of like, Even Bo-Katan at the time was like, oh, the Children of the Watch are a religious zealot cult. Like, they're a bunch of losers. They destroyed Mandalore far before it was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the rest of the Night Owls are really going to respect any of the people that are part of the Children of the Watch, let alone Bo-Katan for joining them. You know what I mean? What's up, though, everybody in the chat? How is we feeling tonight about Season 3, Episode 6? Thanks for listening to my little rant there at the beginning. I want to know what you guys have to think about all of this, though. What do you guys think happened to Moff Gideon? And do you think that we'll see him in tonight's episode? Let me go back up in the chat a little bit. What up, everybody? Sabersmith says, I literally just got finished grading my last paper. Let's go. Hope everybody is doing well. Hey, I hope you're doing well as well, Sabersmith. And it's good to see you in the chat, my man. Always good to see you, Sabersmith. And that's what's up, dude. I'm happy you just got done finishing grading that last paper. I hope it was a good paper. Sabersmith also says, can't wait for Jedi Survivor. Puzzles be damned. Dude, I'm going to be spending hours playing that game here on the channel. And we're definitely going to be doing a whole ton of puzzles. If you've ever seen Sheeves play some games, you definitely know that I like to search every little corner and inch and nick and cranny of the game. So it's going to be a fun time when we play here, and I hope you enjoy it as well, man. Talented Mr. Griffin, what up with you, my man? Welcome into the chat. Tim, my dude. Timothy, hope you're doing well, bro. Good to see you in the chat. Says maybe Boba took another job. Interesting. I don't know if Boba's back on the market for being a bounty hunter. I think he's kind of done with that life. He might even be done with the life that he was starting to live on Tatooine as kind of a crime boss. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's really the life for him, as we heard him say at the end of Book of Boba. So hopefully we could see him in the end of the Mandalorian Season 3 here in these last 3 episodes. I hope we get, there's 3 episodes left. I'm hoping that's like an hour and a half at least worth of content, if not, closer to 2 or 3 hours. But I'm hoping for a bit more content, and you could fit a lot into 2 more hours. So hopefully we do see Boba before the end of the season, man. Michael, welcome to the chat. I hope you're doing well. I can't wait for the Ahsoka show too. I think it's going to be freaking awesome, and I think we could be getting a trailer this week at Star Wars Celebration. So I'm here for it, man. We'll talk about Star Wars Celebration here in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. Star Wars Obsession, welcome into the chat, my dude. It's good to see you. He says that was the Imperials designing Beskar projectile weapons. Interesting. That would make sense, You also think about it, and the Mandalorians, as we heard in the Book of Boba Fett, they don't use Beskar as weaponry, really. They use it as armor. I mean, aside from the whistling birds. But they use it for armor. Even the spear. When the armor saw the spear that Din Djarin had, she was like, we gotta melt that down, make it into some armor, give it to some foundlings, you know what I mean? Din's like, cool, let's give it to my foundling. But again, I digress. Either way, though, Beskar is not usually used as weaponry within the Mandalorians, at least within that cult of Mandalorians. So that kind of proves, that it wasn't Din Djarin or any of the Children of the Watch, which we know for a fact because they've been trying to survive just getting eaten by animals. You know what I mean? Like, they've been a little busy to be doing that to Moff Gideon. And then also on top of the fact that they don't use Beskar as weaponry. So it definitely wasn't them. If anything, it was maybe a different clan of Mandalorians or the Imperials or maybe the Night Owls. That's my ideas right now. Darth Vader's path with Moff Gideon. I know, Ami, right? Robson, welcome into the chat, says, when does the episode come out? The episode drops in about 6 hours. 6 hours from now. It's currently 6 p.m. Pacific time, and the episode drops at 12 a.m. Pacific time. So 6 hours from now, we're going to be doing a watch party in 5.5 hours. So around 11:30 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to be doing a watch party for tonight's episode. Stay tuned for that. And welcome in, Robson. Tim a little bit ago says, I think we could see Gideon, but considering what happened in Book of Boba episode 5, which was the last thing directed by Bryce, I'm hoping for some lore. I think it's flashback time. dude, it is the Bryce Dallas Howard episode, which definitely gets me hyped. And a lot of people were even speculating online that maybe we could get Sabine. And here's where it's theory time. You know, I want to go deep on a theory here. So, last week we saw one of my favorite Star Wars, I guess, creatures and characters from Rebels, Zeb Aurelius, or Zeb from Star Wars Rebels, like I said. And it was so cool to see Zeb come into live action, man. I didn't think it would look that cool, first of all. Like, Lucasfilm is killing it on the animated stuff and CG, like, for for how much people crap on the prequels and the CGI at the time. Like, it really was kind of groundbreaking. And then now to see what they're continuing to do with that groundbreaking work. You know what I mean? Like, Zeb looked incredible. But having Zeb as a little cameo in The Mandalorian, I don't think that's just for any reason. So what is this potentially going to lead to with Bryce Dallas Howard's episode tonight, like Tim was talking about? I don't know if we're going to get a payoff for it right away, but Dave Filoni doesn't put cameos like that in there for nothing. Like, usually stuff comes full circle and pays off. And we had Carson Teva last week talking with Zeb for a second. Clearly the two are friends. Clearly Carson and was maybe even friends with them back in the days of the rebellion. So with that being the case, I think it's possible that at some point during the season, the Mandalorians or Carson Teva or somebody out there is going to need Zeb and maybe the Ghost Crew's help. And just hear me out here, because Carson Teva's like talking and he's like, dude, nobody's taking me serious. There's a threat out there. Who would take Carson Teva serious in the New Republic if anyone else? The Ghost Crew. The Ghost Crew. Probably Hera, or definitely Zeb. Clearly Zeb was all about it, and he was trying to help Navarro as well. He kind of felt down that Navarro was in that position. I don't know if he heard about the Mandalorians incoming. I have to go back and watch the scene. But if he did, maybe that's even a key that we could bring Sabine into live action in this Bryce Dallas Howard episode. Bryce Dallas Howard also was the one that brought in Bo-Katan into live action in her season 2 episode. So maybe, just maybe, we could get Sabine tonight. I don't know, though. I do think that the Zeb scene is going to come full circle, though, before the end of the season. And I do think it's possible we could see some, if not most, of the Ghost Crew at this time period. And that would be so cool to me. Whether it's Jason, Syndulla, and Hera, maybe Sabine and Ahsoka together at that point already. Zeb again, of course, maybe flying in his own X-Wing, since clearly, he had his own suit on. I didn't see the Ghost anywhere, so maybe Zeb is going to be flying around in an X-Wing too. That would be really cool. Sabine, simple alert, you said it, Jedi Mike. Here, let's check out the chat, see what you guys are saying. Tim says, man, I can't wait to see Sabine. They did such a great job with Bo already. Dude, they did. And Sabine's going to look sick. I can't wait to see all the fan art and, different 3D prints and helmets and stuff and armor that's going to be created from the Bo-Katan and Sabine stuff by the end of the season, man. It's going to be so freaking cool if they end up doing that. But we do know Sabine's going to be in Ahsoka, so if she's not in this season, she's definitely coming. And it's so cool to see Dave Filoni continue to throw in these Rebels characters in live action, because now we've had Chopper and Zeb. Next thing you know, we're going to have Hera and, of course, Sabine as well. And Ezra's around the corner, hopefully, too. Zeb! I know. The Zebber! I know, Mike Porter. Good to see you, Mike's the Stan Show Porter. Much love, my man. Jedi Mike says, Daniel Logan simple alerts too. Yes, of course. I hope anybody that goes to Celebration this week, give Daniel Logan my love if he's there. Love that guy. Tim says, bro, just imagine the Ghost Crew standing in front of their ship. What I think could happen is just like, you know how last season we had the X-Wing fly in and it was Luke Skywalker? I would love if it's the Ghost flying in and just saves the day. You know what I mean? It's Hera flying it. That would be so cool. Jason Syndulla maybe in the ship or something. Like, I know it wouldn't hit the same way Luke Skywalker maybe does for a lot of fans. But to me, it would just be the coolest thing ever, man. I mean, they had the balls to do Ahmad Best. You know what I mean? That's not something every fan would know either. So, come on. Charlie, what up, dude? Good to see you in the chat. He says, Dave says to you, like, at 12 p.m. at Eastern, watch party tonight. No. Yes, we're going to be doing our watch party later tonight. Definitely going to want to be there, indeed. Mike Porter says it's going to be as good as Sabine crackers. That one went a little over my head. Star Wars Obsession says, what if we get Sabine training with Din and Ezra's lightsaber? Let's go, dude. I would freaking love that. I do think that it's possible we could be seeing some pretty wild stuff tonight for those of you guys that know of the mech that could be coming. I mean, we did see a mech earlier this season with that, crazy droid thing that was trying to suck out the Din Djarin out of his armor. You know what I mean? Like, we could see something like that tonight. For those of you that know what I'm talking about with that mech. But I also would love to see some further progression with Bo-Katan. Maybe the Mandalorian's going to Mandalore. Maybe Din Djarin trying to wield the Darksaber once again, and training with Sabine Wren would be absolutely awesome. I don't know if all of that could fit into just tonight's episode, but it would be so cool if they were able to do some stuff like that, man. Second Street Marvel, what up, my guy? Good to see you and the OG in the chat. Much love, Reefer Man. Good to see you as well. Speaking of bald, I'm dead. Oh, saltine. You still got it, Mike Porter. That was a good one. That was such a good dad joke that it went over my head. Dude, I would love to see Sabine training with Ezra's lightsaber. We do know that she does have it from the end of Star Wars Rebels still, so that would be really cool. Seeing the green and the black and the black saber clash, that would be sick. Plus, she was the one that trained and had a similar issue to Din Djarin, where she was struggling to wield it, and she would be able to tell Din, like, dude, it's your inner conflict. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta want the saber. Jedi Mike says, what are Mando snacks before the watch party tonight? Good question. I don't even know what dinner is at this point. I think there was some, like, matzo ball soup or something. Sounded good. We'll see. Snacks, not sure. Definitely going to need some iced coffee later. And maybe a run and a nap. You know what I mean? Tim says, join the Vader's Lair Discord server. Do it. It's definitely a fun place to hang out. You get updated for all the things that you see here at Vader's Lair on the YouTube channel. Plus, you can see, all the friendly faces you see in the chat. You can hang out with some peeps. It's definitely a cool place, though. We got a lot of fun emojis there, even more so than we do here on the YouTubes. So definitely go check out our Discord. Do it. Blue macaroons, yes. Grogu has a deep connection to blue macaroons, just like he does with Rancors as well. Alright. Hey, definitely some of the greatest nerds on the planet. Alright, so let's get into that Jedi Survivor update. We'll get back into the Mandalorian here in a little bit, because there was definitely some cool stuff to check out with this stuff. So, that's a lot of stuff. Let me pull this up for you guys. This is some of the customization gameplay from Jedi Survivor. So there's a lot more gameplay customization this time around, including how Cal Kestis looks, the lightsaber, and you guys will see here. I mean, definitely the fighting. We've talked about it before. It looks pretty sick. Whoops. Let me go back. Here we go. The fighting definitely is pretty sick, but along with some of this lightsaber gameplay, there's definitely a lot of other stuff. You can see here, there's a whole bunch of different looks for Cal Kestis that you could choose. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Some of them, there's like a handlebar mustache one, a mullet. Cal Kestis has never looked better, my man. Cal Kestis has never looked better. Look at this stuff. How freaking dope is this? I can't wait for it, though, man. The workbench jet. Look at those. That's pretty freaking sick. I don't know how I feel about it like disconnecting. I kind of wish it was still connected together so you could get a good look. I guess you get a good look there when you're changing the color of it, which white is now an option. I think they're going to add a few more. I also really like this. I don't know if you guys noticed this. Let me go back here a little bit. The second saber, you can change the part of it there and have it like goes into the saber. Like, it's so weird. It has a rancor tooth and it goes inside the saber. Here, check this out. So they choose the and look at that. It just went inside. I don't know. I thought that was so cool. So there's definitely a lot more customization. The game looks a lot smoother than the last game, of course, being on the next gen consoles with PS5, Xbox One, PC, all of those different things. Man, Cal Kestis is looking good. I'm definitely tempted to do the mullet and the handlebar mustache myself, just because Cal Kestis is looking pretty badass. But you can customize what he's wearing a lot more this time around. So you can see the mullet and the beard there. Oh, Cal looks great. I don't know what happened there to that screen. There you go. The mullet and handlebar mustache. I know, OG. It looks great. It looks great. So here you can see more of the beard customization. It's so good, man. I honestly can't wait. I'm having a blast watching these and seeing all the updates and people messing around with it. A lot of people got to play early. I think some more people are going to be able to play at Star Wars Celebration this week. I can't wait to see some of the updates. And look at this. BD1 even gets little upgrades and different things that you can, customize on him this time around. I can't wait, man. This is really cool customization. I think it allows the user to feel like a more unique experience, I think, when they're playing as well. So it looks like X-Wing. Just a little bit. It's so good though, man. I can't wait to see it. I hope they do a lot, and of course they do have the Obi-Wan robes that you can get if you pre-ordered, I believe. Han Solo outfit, Luke Skywalker outfit as well if you pre-order, different cosmetic packs and lightsaber skins as well. That's pretty friggin' dope, man. I bought the whole little package thing, so I'm gonna definitely be customizing the heck out of my Cal Kestis when I start playing. But that was definitely some of the cool little updates there from Jedi Survivor. And I definitely think there's going to be a whole panel and exciting stuff going on at Star Wars Celebration this weekend as well. I don't know exactly when the Jedi Survivor panel will be or what the deal with that is. They might even have a little section out on the main floor where you can even try out the game potentially. I do know, again, some fans on YouTube, some YouTube creators got to play the first 3 hours. And it seems like this game is going to be really, really big. It sounds like the first 3 hours are just on the first planet. So there's a lot of gameplay to be had in this. A lot of fun. Again, a lot of customization. And I think Jedi Survivor is going to be able to even blow the first game out of the water in terms of what it's able to do and some of the things that it's capable of. So I'm definitely super excited for it. It's coming out later this month. It's going to be an awesome time. Taylor Sneed, what up? Good to see you in the chat. Dina says hello. Hey to Dina. Great group of people here, of course, Reefer Man. Amy, there you go with the Jedi Survivor updates. I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for hanging out with us here today. Jedi Mike says Taco Tuesday. Actually, black bean and green pepper burritos. Dude, that sounds delicious to me, my man. And it's definitely Taco Tuesday. Let's go. Definitely gonna need to get me some tacos tonight, as well as Mando Tuesday. Let's go, man. Always fun. And yeah, as a true video is dropped on the Jedi Survivor Invaders Lair Discord, if you want to watch it, that's what we were actually just playing here in the background. So if you guys want to go check out that customization, hear what he had to say about playing the first kind of little bit of the game, go check that out. Definitely go check that out. PC, baby. Yes, we're gonna be. So I did buy Jedi Survivor in this crazy pack edition, I guess. I don't even know what to call it. It basically comes in this chest that Cal Kestis has in the game where he keeps his lightsaber. And inside comes a replica of the Jedi Survivor lightsaber, a copy of the PS5 version of the game, and a few other cool little goodies. So I'll be sure to maybe even try to record a little box opening for you guys, or maybe do that live so that you guys can check that out. And I can't wait for that, but I might end up buying the game for my PC so that we can stream it here ahead of time, because I don't know if that's going to come as soon as the game drops. So I'll have to buy the game on the PC so we can play it here and do my first PC gameplay. That'll be fun. There's a taco stand on every corner here in SoCal. There really is 2nd Street, and I'm here for it. I love supporting the local taco stands, dude. It's awesome. The trucks are real fun too, man. There's a lot of fun trucks out here. There's some real good taco food, real good Mexican food, man. SoCal is Mexican food is probably my favorite. It's probably my favorite type of food. Charlie says Ahsoka is my favorite Jedi for now. Dave says to be in like Cal, but I see to be in the Andor battle with Ben Kenobi. One did that done. I don't know why I read Charlie's messages. You're scrambling my brain, my dude. What up, though, everybody in the chat? Lloyd, yo, what up, my dude? Welcome in. MK says, I miss Bad Batch already. Might need to start a Clone Wars rewatch to get my Star Wars animation fix, or wait till the Rebels rewatch. You might need to wait, MK Matt. It's coming soon. It's coming soon, I promise. Tomorrow, I'm going up to work out in Vegas, so I will be gone for a couple of days. Won't be able to stream. I'll try to see if I can edit any content while I'm out there, but I will be back in town Saturday for the 2nd day of Star Wars Celebration, and we'll get into Celebration here in a second, but I will be back for that. We're going to stream on the 2nd day on Saturday this weekend. We're going to talk about some of the latest updates from Star Wars Celebration, any news that comes out from that day, and hopefully that, because Saturday will be the day that there is an Ahsoka panel. That's like the main panel Saturday morning. Hopefully there's going to be an update on the kind of release date so that I can kind of schedule out when our Rebels rewatch should take place, all the days, because we're going to try and do it on weekends. And then we're going to schedule it out, do our Rebels rewatch leading into the Ahsoka show before it drops. And that's definitely going to be a good time, so you're going to want to subscribe and stay tuned for that. And again, this Saturday we'll have a better idea, and that's probably when we'll make the official announcement of all the days that we're going to be doing it. I miss Bad Batch 2, though, MK. I miss Bad Batch 2. And the way that they ended the season was truly, truly heartbreaking. Star Wars Vision Season 2 panel. Hype! Sheev, looking forward to Saturday's live stream. Me too, man. I can't wait. I'm having FOMO. So you guys are going to have to help me out here, because I'm having major FOMO of not going to Star Wars Celebration this year after going last year. And it's all the way in London, so it would be quite far. The other thing is, Star Wars Celebration in London is going to happen in London time. So I got to figure out what time all that news is dropping for me. And all you guys on the, the European side of the world, you guys are going to have a better time keeping up with all the updates than I will. And that goes for the rest of us over here in America. Keep your eyes peeled on that time change and when stuff is dropping. We'll get into the article here in a second, but I'll get back into the chat for 1 sec. Lloyd says Disney will bring back Tech probably in season 3 of the Bad Batch. I really hope that they do like a Winter Soldier thing for him. You know what I mean? He fell a lot like Bucky Barnes did in Captain America: The First Avengers. So crossing my fingers that they do bring Tech back, but I think for now he's dead. And that really sucks. Saber Smith says, we just started Rebels in class today. Dude, let's go. Can I sign up to your class? How do I do that, Saber Smith? Because if this is the type of schooling you're doing, dude, sign me up. Sign me up. Where's Mon Mothma in Mandalorian Season 3, says Amy. I don't know. I did hear a rumor a while ago that Mon Mothma could be in this season. I personally never thought she would be. I feel like we're going to see her primarily in Andor, and she still has a lot of stuff to do in Andor Season 2, I think. So I don't think we're going to see Mon Mothma in Season 3 of The Mandalorian, but she would be kind of the chancellor right now of the New Republic. again, I don't think we're going to see her because I think she is a very busy woman at this time. Maybe Carson Teva is going to take his complaints up to the top and he's going to talk to her in the next episode tonight. But I honestly don't think that we're going to see Mon Mothma. I think she's too busy. She's too busy ruling the galaxy. Tim says you're not the only one not going. I know. So you guys are going to have to keep my hopes high, my guy. Because I'm gonna be sad. I saw somebody on Twitter today who was like, who needs a Star Wars Celebration Pass 4 day? Or like, do I know anybody that needs a 4-day Star Wars Celebration Pass? And I was like, can I also get a plane ticket? Nah, but I am real sad. I'm not gonna be able to go this year, man. So let's get into Star Wars Celebration here and talk a little bit about it. And for any of you guys that are lucky enough to actually be going this year, I want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, and this is kind of a plan ahead of what to expect for Star Wars Celebration this year. So let me transition this, and this is from StarWars.com. But they said plan ahead with Star Wars Celebration Europe 2023 panel schedule. So this is for everybody kind of following along at home too, as well, for anyone that's not going. This is how it's going to be going. And of course, they do have all the halls. And pro tip for anybody that's going this year, I didn't even figure out all the hall stuff until like the last day. So figure out the map. There's usually going to be a couple like sections and floors potentially. So try to figure out the map if you're going and the day that you get there, because it's going to be real confusing. A lot's going on. There's a lot of people. But the first day, unlike last year, is going to be Friday on April 7th. So Friday from 11 a.m. to 12:30, they're going to be doing their Lucasfilm Studio Showcase, which is their big kind of first little panel where they bring in, if you're lucky enough to get a ticket to it, it should be the biggest panel probably of the entire thing. It's probably the biggest panel. We're probably going to get a tease maybe for Mandalorian Season 3, the ending final 2 episodes, you know what I mean? Maybe a teaser for Ahsoka at the time. They'll probably even bring out some of the cast of Ahsoka during that. Maybe even characters like Thrawn and Ezra will be revealed during that. I think that might be, the studio showcase is usually the big behemoth. You know what I mean? We may even get stuff about Star Wars Skeleton Crew, which hopefully will still come out at the end of the year. Maybe even some idea of what's coming out in 2024, I guess. So Andor Season 2, some more Andor stuff. Other than that, other Andor teasers, we do know they're far into filming for that. So who knows? There could be a lot of stuff at the studio showcase, which again, that's going to be 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. London time, which is like 2 a.m. for me, I think. Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So for us in the States, all of this news is going to like kind of come out while we're asleep, I think. That's going to really be the case, because the other stuff that's going to be going on, they don't really have too much here for Friday other than making of Andor Season 1 and London Calling. So maybe there's going to be some other kind of secret panels that they have that they don't really show here. Saturday, of course, like I said, Ahsoka is going to be the first kind of big panel there. Bringing Worlds to Life after that, a little concept thing for ILM, which I love their ILM panels. They're pretty freaking cool and informative. There's a High Republic panel on Saturday as well. 40 years of Return of the Jedi, which is so cool to be celebrating its 40th anniversary. Of course, the Star Wars Creator Cosplay Workshop, Young Jedi Adventures screening. So they're going to be showing some of the episodes for Young Jedi Adventures, which is pretty cool. That's coming out May 4th, I believe. And then there's, of course, going to be a Hasbro, Star Wars, and Indiana Jones panel, which that's cool. Maybe we're going to get a little sneak peek to Indiana Jones movie. That's pretty friggin' cool, I gotta say. Creator Cantina after that, and Clone Wars 15-year anniversary panel, which, man, I'm jealous. I wish I could go to that. That's cool. Join Dave Filoni, Athena Portillo, Matthew Wood, D. Bradley Baker, Ashley Eckstein, Matt Lanter, James Arnold Taylor at a look back at the beginning of Lucasfilm Animation and how Star Wars Clone Wars came to be. If you're going to Celebration this year, go to that panel for me and have some fun, because that sounds so cool. Who's going to Star Wars Celebration this year? Is there anybody in the chat that's lucky enough to go? Tim says the panel is 90 minutes. Yes, the studio showcase is usually the biggest thing. It is probably 90 minutes. Wouldn't be surprised if they end up screening an episode of Mando that night or something. I don't know. I think it's going to be a big showcase that they do, as always. Star Wars Obsession says, don't remind me of my greatest YouTube fail. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. That was a rough day for a lot of us, Obsession. Rough day indeed. Mike Porter says, when are they going to announce the new movie? Great question. So I don't see any panels on here with that in mind. So let's check the rest of it out. So Sunday is Villains of the Sequel Trilogy, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Behind the Magic, the visual effects of Andor is going to be 12 p.m. after that. So some more Andor stuff. Hyperspace Stories, Dark Horse Comics. So, of course, Dark Horse Comics is making its triumphant return. A look back at Obi-Wan Kenobi. Who knows? Maybe they're going to, the announcement for Obi-Wan Season 2 would be cool. Probably not, though. Beyond the Spires, making of Tales of the Galaxy's Edge. Star Wars cosplay competition. So, yeah, I don't see anything on the movies just yet. Monday, so this is the thing. They're not starting on Thursday this year, but they're finishing on Monday this year. So that's kind of how the switch up kind of went. So Monday is going to be the final day of Celebration, and they're going to be kicking that off with a Bad Batch panel at 11. And I will say, I thought they started the panels at 10 a.m., so maybe there is some secret panels that they're not really revealing yet. Maybe a Book of Boba Season 2, maybe a Skeleton Crew panel or something, the movie panel at 10 a.m. potentially. Like, I don't see any of that stuff yet. So, again, they do like to keep their secrets. They're probably not revealing all their cards yet for what is to come on Celebration. But I do think there's going to be a lot more fun. So, again, Monday is going to kick it off with the Bad Batch panel, Marvel Comics panel, tabletop? From screen to tabletop? Interesting. Maybe that's going to talk about that Star Wars Hunters game we never saw. Star Wars Visions panel on Monday as well. Doug Chiang designing Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Mandalorian. That's cool. Doug Chiang is the concept artist for Star Wars. He's awesome. Celebration Europe closing ceremony is going to be at 4 p.m. on Monday as well. So a lot going on. I don't see anything for the movies. Villains of the Sequel Trilogy, I guess maybe that's a movie panel, but I don't know. I'm excited to see what kind of secrets they have to reveal, because I do feel like there's going to be some secrets at Celebration this year that do come to light, along with those Star Wars movies that we're supposed to be getting. And of course, I don't really see a Jedi Survivor panel either, so I'm wondering if they're going to kind of give us something for that as well. But let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for Celebration this year, for some of the announcements we might get, even if a lot of it is kind of Celebration exclusive? I'm sure a lot of it might not be this year too. They definitely heard the cries from the fandom last year saying, it's kind of messed up that they only show stuff at Celebration, which, I mean, that's kind of the point of doing the Celebration in the first place. But I do think it'd be cool for the rest of us to have access to some of that too. You know what I mean? We want to see the juicy stuff. What up, chilling in the basement? Welcome into the chat, my man. Hope you're doing well. Mando 3 episode will probably drop in there. Yeah, I think maybe they would even show the last 2 episodes. I'm not sure, because there's only going to be two episodes left by the time of Celebration this weekend. Wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing like a 2-episode, finale reveal to the people at Celebration. That would be freaking awesome for those people. I know last year they showed us the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi a little bit earlier before the fandom got to see it. And right as we finished, they've, released it to the rest of the fandom. So it would be really cool to see them do something like that, where they do the final 2 episodes of The Mandalorian for the fans, or at least the second to last episode. That would be cool. Yeah, dude, exactly. Tim says, I mean, you're still getting the same announcements on Twitter. You can still get hyped. And we definitely will, my man. We definitely will. And that's why I'm glad to at least be able to cover it here with you guys. One of the downsides to going to Star Wars Celebration, if you're going, and a few quick tips for you guys that are, or for anybody that watches this and is going. First of all, just prep. Plan out what you're doing. Try not to do too many signings. I know it might be too late already. You probably have a whole bunch of signings scheduled. The signings can be a little bit of a hassle. There's a lot of people that are waiting. Sometimes the actors aren't there when they're supposed to be. They're getting thrown around, doing a whole bunch of stuff. It gets complicated if you're doing a lot of signings. So try to limit the amount of signings you're doing if you're going and you want to go to certain panels or different things. Heck, if you want to just go and do signings, be my guest, because that's really cool too. It's cool to interact with the actors, talk with them for a second, and get an autograph or two. It's really cool to be able to do that. If you're cosplaying, definitely make sure to pack all your stuff. Don't forget anything. And be prepared to sweat. I don't know what the weather's like in London this time of year. Just be prepared for anything, and bring extra clothes. Bring as much bags and package as you can, because you're probably going to come home with more stuff. And if you're flying to Celebration, I don't even know how you're going to get through with all that stuff. Good luck getting all your lightsabers on the airport and everything. It's probably gonna be a fun trip. I've never been to Star Wars Celebration. Lloyd, it is an awesome time. I hope you're able to go at some point. Nor have I, says chilling in the basement. It's fun, man. It's very stressful because there's a lot going on, and if you haven't been before, it can be extremely stressful. Yeah, Star Wars obsession. Go to the wrong place. Trust. That happens all the time, especially when you first get to Celebration. My opinion, do panels and trade show floor. Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it, Jedi Mike, is try to get as many panels as you can. And you definitely want to do the trade floor as well. Tim says, oh, it's probably kind of cold. It might be. That's what I was thinking. So maybe if you're doing cosplay, it might be good because you might be a little warmer. But if Disney hates spoilers, that won't happen. Yeah, they do try to keep the spoilers pretty tight. They don't allow you to record during certain moments during celebrations, so definitely be aware of that. You don't want to get your phone confiscated or kicked out of the Lucasfilm showcase or something. You know what I mean? Like, just follow the rules. You'll have a good time. If you're a content creator and you're going, heads up, you're not going to get much content done. There's so much to do. It's very complicated. Trying to do content there. So if you're a content creator, try to record as much as you can, get some roll A/B footage. Have a good time though. Focus on having a good time, because that's what Celebration is. It is a blast of a time with awesome people that love Star Wars. So just enjoy Celebration if you're going. I know I'm gonna enjoy from here at home, just seeing all the fans, seeing all the stuff online. I'm gonna have a great time, going down the rabbit hole with all of it. So I can't wait for Celebration, even though I'm not even going. And I hope if you are going, you have a freaking blast. Have a blast for me. Dale says, water, batteries, chargers, food, save room for backpack, take extra with you. Do it. Definitely. Just shoot a ton of shorts. Yeah, you might see some cool Star Wars fandom people, some Star Wars actors and different things. So bring extra shorts just in case yours get a little brown, or wear brown shorts. You know what I mean? That'll help. Charlie, sending you a hug, my friend. What up, Sonia? I hope you're having a great evening as well. So, let's get back into some Mandalorian Season 3 discussion. How do we feel about tonight's episode before our watch party later tonight at 11:30 p.m. Pacific time? I'm excited for tonight's episode. I know we talked about it a little bit already, but what is you guys thinking? Hey, may the force be with you, Sonia. Definitely, Jedi Mike. Definitely. Shoot a ton of shorts. I just realized what you meant, chilling in the basement. Yeah, if you're a content creator, definitely try to make a bunch of shorts. They'll definitely help out the channel. Shorts have been popping lately, man. I'm kind of nervous. Boba tonight? Maybe. I don't know. So let's think about it. We are on Navarro, so I think whatever's going on with IG-11 could be kind of continued tonight. I think that's kind of the first thing that we got to see is what's going on with the Enzellans and Navarro and IG-11, because that was never really, you know, that plot hole, that plot thread never led anywhere yet. And we did see how excited the Enzellans were last week from getting saved from the Mandalorians. So maybe they're finally going to have an extra chip or something to restore the IG unit to its former former glory. And from there, I don't know. I think the Mandalorians could go to Mandalore. I think the fact that we ended off last week's episode with Carson Teva finding that Moff Gideon had escaped, or someone had taken Moff Gideon, something happened to Moff Gideon en route to the War Tribunal. I think the fact that that was the last thread that we stopped on, that could be continued tonight, if not kind of the last two episodes. So, I think it's possible that Din gets the IG droid at the beginning of the episode. Him and the rest of the Mandalorians, or Bo-Katan and some of the others, go to Mandalore to try and reclaim it, I guess, or, you know, try to see if they can establish certain things. Go to the living mines of Mandalore to see the mythosaur, maybe. I'm not exactly sure, but I would love to see that. I don't know exactly where the IG thing is growing, but maybe they're going to take the IG droid with them there. From that, I don't really know. Maybe the Empire is going to be on Mandalore at the time already, or Moff Gideon is going to be waiting for them. As I think Moff Gideon was likely the one that sent those Imperial ships to destroy Bo-Katan's world on Kalevala. I mean, we still haven't seen that green planet dome world that we saw in one of the last trailers. So maybe we even see that. Not sure exactly what that is. Maybe it's the home of Clan Ren. Maybe it's a different part of Kalevala. I don't know, though. Mecha Grogu, huh? My name is D. What up? No, and Din gonna smooch. Bo and Din are gonna smooch? Maybe. Sonia says, hey, can you do a little voice acting as Din Djarin, a.k.a. because my grandpa... Oh, I'm so sorry, Sonia. That's brutal. And the best I can do is I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. I can't really do the whole, like, I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold. I don't know. Amy says we have Cal Katarn in live action on Disney Plus. Dude, I don't know what if you're talking about Andor. He's kind of not really, but I don't think we have Cal Katarn quite yet. But I would love to see Cal Katarn in live action. Yeah, I don't know. Bo and Din would definitely be quite the duo. You know what I mean? Bo's gonna have a hell of a time recruiting without the Darksaber. Yeah, I know, right? Talented Mr. Griffin. She's gonna be like, "Yo, I joined this cult. I saw a mythosaur." They're gonna be like, "Shut the hell." God no to Bo and Din. So Sabersmith. It's probably not gonna happen. Maybe though. Maybe. We'll see. I'm excited for tonight's episode, man. It should be a freaking good time. I'm a little bit sad that we don't have any Bad Batch. I'm gonna miss our Star Wars animation until Visions Season 2 comes out, because that's around the corner as well. Should be a fun back half of the year, though. This is definitely going to be a fun month of Star Wars, like I was saying earlier. Jedi Survivor around the corner. The week of Star Wars Celebration is upon us! And again, we have the last 3 episodes of The Mandalorian as well. May is around the corner as well for Star Wars Day with May 4th. And May the 4th be with you guys as well. Sonia says, I appreciate it. And on May 2nd is my tia Deanna's birthday. And me and her are going to Disneyland for her birthday. Dude, have fun, Sonia. That's going to be awesome. Star Wars Celebration on May 4th. I'm excited. Well, that is Star Wars Day, indeed. And I do think for anybody that is going to Disneyland, they're doing like Hyperspace Mountain, I think, where it's going to be like Star Wars themed on Space Mountain for the month of May, I believe. So do it. Go. Enjoy. Game Mind says that's why Din got to go with Bo. If Mandos don't want to follow, then Bo and Din will follow Bo. He has the Darksaber. True. And they would follow Din, who's following Bo. And that makes sense to me. The math checks out, Game Mind. The math checks out. Will Din travel with Bo to recruit the other Mandos? I think so too. I think he will, MK Matt. I'm interested to see, like, maybe that's where this is going, is that Bo-Katan's going to try to find other Mandalorians to recruit to their cause. She's going to go to the Night Owls, and the Night Owls might just be the ones that are helping out Moff Gideon, and that would be quite the twist indeed. Michael says, I'm wait, Star Wars Bad Batch Season 3. No, I can't wait either. There is going to be a Bad Batch Season 3 panel a week from yesterday. So on Monday next week, there is going to be a Bad Batch panel. I imagine they're going to reveal that there is going to be a Season 3, and Jen Corbett is going to be crying along with the rest of us, and Brad Rao as well, over what they did to our boy Tech. It was such a tragedy. Such a tragedy. Saber Smith says maybe we jump back and forth from 2 storylines tonight. I would love that, man. I love when Star Wars does that. Hopefully it's closer to an hour if we do that, so we get like 30 minutes for both storylines. But dude, I'm excited for it, man. I think we could. I think we could get some stuff going on with Din Djarin, maybe with Bo-Katan at the same time. Like Bo-Katan's out there trying to recruit the Night Owls, and Din Djarin is bringing the Mandalorians to Mandalore or something. I don't know. I think it might. Axe Wolves, he only has 1 episode. He was not with Bo and Casca at the end of season 2. Yeah, Axe Wolves wasn't. So maybe you have a point there. That Axe Wolves maybe broke off before then and was doing his own thing, or maybe even working with Moff Gideon at the time. It is possible. I mean, the rest of them did become mercenaries according to Bo-Katan too. So, and we do know that Axe Wolves and I believe, what's her name? Casca Reeves. Casca Reeves and Axe Wolves are both, I think, supposed to be in this season. I don't know if we saw them in any of the trailer footage, but I do remember seeing their helmets on the, like, some of the official poster art. Chillmonger says Casca is the main star of that duo. She is. She is. I love Casca Reeves. She's pretty dope. She was holding her own with Boba Fett. MK Matt says, do you think the good guys might lose big at the end of this season? Kind of the Empire Strikes Back of Mando. We've had great endings in both season 1 and season 2. Excellent question, MK. It could be. I think this is kind of the start of the midpoint of the Mandoverse. The start of it, you know what I mean? Which means that it could be kind of the Empire thing. They could lose big. We just saw that with Bad Batch, where that was kind of, I feel like Bad Batch season 2 was kind of the Empire Strikes Back for them. You know what I mean? Like, I even said on my boy Star Wars Obsession stream yesterday, because I was hanging out with him, I was like, I felt more depressed and hopeless after the Bad Batch season 2 finale than I did after watching Empire. You know what I mean? Like, leaked footage from last March, says Dawn. Say what? Besides them and Fen Rao, who else is out there? Good question. We don't know the full extent of all the Mandos that are truly out there. I don't even know if Fen Rao is out there at this point. I hope he is. That would be really cool to see him this season. But other than kind of the main Mandos that we know, we don't really know of any others that are alive, or that, you know, other than the Children of the Watch and some of the members of the Night Owls. Sabine, of course, is out there somewhere. Hopefully some of the other members of Clan Ren, like Sabine's mom, that would be really cool to see her alive. I don't know. That's really the only people I can think of. I mean, maybe there's a descendant of Gar Saxon out there somewhere. So, you know, he could still be working with the Empire, Moff Gideon or something. I don't know. That's a good question. It's a good question. Alexa just said it's school like today. I'm dead. Chilling in the Basement says there are supposedly 2 clans out there, one led by Christopher Lloyd and the other led by another big name actor. I did hear that that's kind of the rumor. I haven't been following too much of the leaks or anything, so try to keep them out of the chat, but I feel like there's more than just 2 clans of Mandalorians, but there is likely going to be 2 main ones in this show, I think. Moff Gus, he's going to Coruscant for the doctor. I think that already kind of, like, I feel like, okay, so with Moff Gideon, I feel like he had already broken out. I feel like that happened quite a while ago. It's just Carson Teva is only now just finding out that happened. I feel like that happened kind of closer to the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? We're in episode 6 now. It's been a little bit. So I feel like that happened a little while ago. And the New Republic had all their theories of what happened because the ship never came back or never came to the War Tribunal. Or some people had their theories out there. And I think what Moff Gideon did is he broke out, or some Mandalorians helped him, or he is a Mandalorian, or whatever the case may be. I think he broke out, and I think what he did was he attacked Bo-Katan, maybe even with the Night Owl's help, or with the Empire, or whatever his resources were. He obviously sent a bunch of the Imperial ships, right? So he clearly attacked Bo-Katan, most likely, because Bo-Katan stole his ship and attacked him at the end of season 2, and he's like, yo, screw you, Bo-Katan. I'm going to blow up your home. And so he did that, hoping to kill her. Then he goes off, and what he's likely trying to do now is probably trying to find Din Djarin and Grogu again, if he still wants Grogu's blood. Or he's maybe trying to take over Mandalore again. Like, I think he maybe tried to. Leaks are bad, says Tim. Stay away. That is the dark side. Once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. Chilling in the basement says they've been talking about how Gideon didn't make it to the tribunal for a while. He's been out making mischief for months. Indeed, I think that is definitely the case. Not only do I think he most likely attacked Bo-Katan, but I think he also sent Elia Kane into the New Republic to be a triple agent. Yes, indeed. I think she is a double agent working for the Empire and working for Gideon still. Hence why she's like, yo, no, you don't have to worry about Navarro. I wouldn't even be surprised if the pirates were maybe even working with Gideon, or maybe an even bigger threat. I know there's a lot of talk and a lot of conspiracy out there that it's not even Gideon that did this stuff, but maybe another. Maybe that's of Grand Admiral Thrawn. Personally, I don't buy it. I'm just going to say right out of the bat, I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the chat or in the comments. I don't think it's Grand Admiral Thrawn yet. I mean, I get that maybe Thrawn would be smart enough to maybe plant some Beskar to make it look like Mandalorians stole Moff Gideon or took Moff Gideon, but I don't think Thrawn is really too into the whole cloning thing that Moff Gideon's into. I don't think he's trying to bring back Palpatine. I think Thrawn is worried about his own people and maybe a threat out there in the galaxy like the Grisk. I don't think Thrawn is really working with the Empire still. Like, maybe he is. Get a little extra help. I don't know. It doesn't add up for me to be Thrawn. Like, I get this is kind of the smart little Thrawn little teases that we could be leading to, especially with all the different characters and things we've seen from Star Wars Rebels, whether it's Zeb, the what is it called, the Purgle. I mean, there's a lot of different hints that there could be something Rebels coming this season, something other than what we've seen. But I don't think it's going to be Thrawn yet. Yeah, Sabersmith says not yet with Thrawn. Me neither. I don't think it's just yet Thrawn. Moff Gideon said in season 2, assume that I know everything. I'm pretty, it was not for nothing. He's pulling strings and probably got scouts everywhere. I see pirates like separatists in the prequels, just a reason to implant the Empire everywhere for security. True. The Empire needed there's pirates everywhere in the galaxy. We need to have an army to secure our empire. You know what I mean? Dale says, yeah, because the First Order would hire pirates to antagonize systems, then they'd swoop in and rescue them, setting up an uncontested occupation. Makes sense. Sounds about right. Thrawn a bit busy in the new Beyond raising dead stormtroopers. No, that's too crazy. Keep the spoilers out. Ashhammer, what up, my guy? He said, hey, I'm not that late. Well, it's only been an hour. You're kind of late. Much love, though, Ash. Thanks for popping in, dude. It's always good to see you in the chat. My name is D, says Zen. Zeb is my fave so far. So great to see him. Dude, Zeb is awesome, man. I love Zeb, and it really was so great to see him. I hope we see him again later in the season. I definitely can't wait to see him in the Ahsoka show, because I imagine we'll see him there. Before we go, because we'll get out of here in the next, like, 5 or 6 minutes, I do want to tease. Because there was this event in LA, I think, to watch The Mandalorian Season 2. Or maybe it was some of Season 3. I don't know exactly what the event was, but there was some, like, screening where they were doing a Mandalorian screening out in LA. And I'm pretty sure it was older episodes or Season 2 or something, but all the actors were there. So Pedro, Katie Sackhoff was there. Of course, Dave and John were there, so a lot of the big names that work on the show, right? And so Dave Filoni was, first of all, Pedro Pascal took Dave Filoni's hat, and it was awesome to see. I wasn't there, unfortunately, but I did see some footage and different things on Twitter, and so basically somebody asked, or it wasn't somebody asked, Dave Filoni was talking about The Mandalorian Season 3 and said that this is literally, like, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically what he said, like, who Zeb goes to talk to after that scene, you're gonna want to see, and you're gonna want to know, but it's better if you wait to see it, kind of for yourself, kind of thing, and from there, you're gonna be real excited and real happy. So I think, again, we're probably going to see Zeb again at some point this season. Or at least, I think that's going to lead to something. Because I think he potentially went to go talk to somebody. And I'm really hoping that we get to see some of the Ghost crew even before Ahsoka. Or maybe even Sabine Wren. So, that's the last little tease. I'm definitely excited for our watch party tonight. I cannot wait for Season 3, Episode 6 of The Mandalorian later. Hello, Mandalorian. Welcome in. 6 minutes, Sheev? I don't know. 6 minutes of what? Zeb looked very good. Better than animated version for sure. He did. Yeah, I love the way that they kind of took what they did for Jaro Tapal in Jedi Fallen Order. The master of Cal Kestis, because he's a Lasat as well. They kind of took that and used, like, the Unreal Engine or something to create this mocap glorious version of Zeb, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Ashhammer says, I was in shock, not believing it was really Zeb. Me neither, dude. At first I was like, oh, that's a cool Lasat. Like, that's kind of, that sounds like, oh my god, that's Zeb. 5 hours. Yes, we are 5 hours away from The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 6. Chilling in the basement says Sabine would make the most sense. I think so too. I always hear. I don't know. We'll see. Saber Smith says someone asked him about Cal Kestis coming to live action. Can't remember what he said though. He did say that it was basically anything is possible, because that's always what Dave Filoni says. He likes to keep things open and the possibilities endless. So he basically said something along the lines of anything is possible. I think at some point Cal Kestis will come to live action. I still think he has a whole nother game to release, though. I think they're going to release a third game, and then that'll be when Cal Kestis is hopefully brought into live action, if he's even alive at the time still. You know what I mean? Hey, you missed something? Was Chopper his next shit for now? What? 5 minutes. 5 minutes will be 5 hours from now. Alright, y'all. I will see you guys later. It should be an excellent night tonight. Again, we are going to be doing a watch party at 11:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is about 4.5 hours from now. So, I will see you guys then. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, and a big welcome to you if you are. Smash that like button if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next live stream in our watch party later tonight. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. If I don't see you though, make sure to check out our replay of the watch party if you're not there, so you can see our reaction to the latest episode and hear what we had to say after watching it. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your night though, and may the force be with you guys always. Peace.